tier 3v3 Argus Desert Gate. Blue team, it's Aguxyz, or Aguxyz, whatever it is. Usually goes random, I think, has got a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed on very good offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. Alongside, it's Jamona as an Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura, and rounding off the team, it's some more chaos, it's fear, that's meant to say, as a plague champion starts off range combat. Damage over time bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent versatility, can also repair and build turrets, but is very slow. This is the Night Lord's elite scheme. Gives the plague champion a funky helmet, pretty cool. Red team, a couple of Orc players. We have Zevargel as a Warboss, a melee commander that walks through objects from very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines, and that is the Freebooters DLC. He is on that west side against the plague champion, which could be tricky for him. Alongside though, Yaay is a mech boy, a teleporting commander that fights range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support, disrupt, build structures and repair. Lots of tricks in his little orky toolbox. And rounding off the red team, it's Nihilan, also known as Triumph, plays a Warlock, melee commander that can leap into combat, some awesome disruption and powerful support and offense too. Can be very tricky if used well. War banners going up on the east side, so we have an Apothecary in the middle, flanked by two Chaos players. That could be incredibly powerful for the blue team. Chaos tend to excel in team games when you can support them, so they don't have a lot of that themselves. Apothecary can heal them, of course, can also bring out a Razorback for a mobile reinforcement point for the Chaos players to use. Aguxyz gets doubled. Red team recognizing that he was alone, and he is sent packing. Heretics almost wiped. In fact, they may wipe. Mechboy teleports in to shoot them down, and down they go. Jamona very slow to react and didn't get the VP with his scouts. Very strange play from Jamona. He's got a customized Stormbolter up already. If you're gonna go mid, cap mid. Once he saw Aguxyz get doubled and knew he couldn't get her in time, should have pushed his scouts and tacks forward to cap that stuff. Leave his Apothecary around to delay. Warlock is forced off by that full auto, but here come Howling Banshees, and there is nothing to stop them. These guys don't have shotguns. Gonna need to run off it because there's double Dire Avengers and double shooters. Meanwhile, west side, we've missed some action. A Warboss has gone down. Zevargel has lost his starting sluggers. Did he only have one shooter squad? Maybe he lost sluggers and shooters. That would have been disastrous. He's got looters up pretty quickly, so maybe not. Triple gens going up. And for fear, we have double heretics and havocs. The plague champion can do some really nasty things to orcs. Get double havocs up and maybe chosen plague marines in tier 2, and you're set up to respond pretty well to everything. Your havocs can counter any war truck or death dread that hits the field quite quickly, and your chosen plague marines will tear through any infantry that shows up pretty nicely. Plague champion can counter initiate as well. Can the heretics if he tries to stormboy your havocs as well. Havocs are going to set up over here for Aguxyz. Are they going for the garrison? What are they doing? Oh, they're just pushing up really far. Maybe he's going for a power bash. No, they are going for the garrison. Why? Against double Dire Avengers, that is risky because they got their grenades. And those sluggers there have burners for burn that house. I would not have gone into the garrison. No need to. Just sit in cover. 2-2 on cap for the blue team. Aguxyz replaces the heretics he lost, which is generally what you want to do when you lose your starting heretics. Yaay with looters on the field right now, and Zevargel is forced off again and is going to get his power. I think full bashed here, double grenade launcher heretics, and havocs of course to stop the Warboss charging in. He does have the angry bits, going to need to try and flank, and he can break through those walls, which can be a huge advantage to the crushing commanders on that west side, because the walls cut off a lot of the map, so you can take massive shortcuts and flank with crushing commanders. Still no tier 1.5 for Triumph. He's gone for the merciless Witchblade. There's that special attack, smacking about some tactical marines. Combi flamer for the Chaos Lord, I imagine, into the Armored Inferno tier 2. against Orks and Eldar and revives the Apothecary. Chaos Lord doesn't level though. 2-1 cap right now. What's going on west side? Warboss trying to charge in but shut down by those Havocs. The champion is persuaded to leave, but Warboss is going to take a lot of damage trying to get in behind here, and not a lot that those looters and shooter boys can do. Zevargel really struggling, going for some storm boys now, and that is the thing to go for. With double grenade launcher heretics, you can jump in relatively safely right now. Relatively safely, I should say, and the play champion can respond with his plague sword and all that kind of thing. But you're forcing your player to invest. Chaos Sword's going to go down on retreat. Not sure what it was trying to do. No reason for blue team to push there, really. A double setup teams. Decent armies. Why are you trying to push? Heretics down to just 2 models, including the champion. A lot of bleed. Although it's not exactly expensive to reinforce those guys. Shotgun scouts on retreat. They will get away. There's a hill just to make sure for an Apothecary. And now he can shoot up these Dire Offenders. What kind of DPS is this thing? Not bad. 32 DPS. More than the Combi Flamer. Though the Combi Flamer was like 31 something DPS. But it seems to do so much more than that. Seems like it's like the most powerful range weapon in tier 1. It just wrecks health like crazy. Not sure what it is about it. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Storm Boys are going to jump. Warboss is drawing fire. Storm Boys do not jump. What is he waiting for? He's going after those CSM first, I guess. Warboss gets in. Nicely done from Zevargel. Forces off Fear. I don't think Fear was expecting those late Storm Boys there. Has Sluggers to deal with as well, so might want to think about those chosen Plague Marines or maybe some upgrades for his Plague Champion. Because with Warboss and Sluggers and Storm Boys, you're going to want some anti-melee going. And not just Havocs, obviously. Blood Crusher on the way for Fear, knowing that he had that power locked down and completely decapped. Way ahead in tech on Zevargel, goes for the Blood Crusher, and that could be really bad if Zevargel's not expecting, and he kind of flanks it in from the middle or something, or flanks it out, I should say. Havoc suppressing those Sluggers. Sluggers taking a lot of damage. Devastators are kept in play, can now push up and take cover. Double CSM flanking around, and a little bit of an overextension there from Yaay. Not sure why he didn't spot those double CSM. Could he not suppress them? Maybe they were suppressed already with those big shooters. Those looters. 1 hit point. They do get away though. 467 to 299. Triumph can now bash mid. Banshees can run over and grab that VP. They do have their aspect of strength. And he is the last player to go tier 2. Yaay gets a war truck up. Here's the Blood Crusher. How is Zevargel gonna go react? He's gonna need to react by running away right now. He sees it and he's not leaving. Uh-oh. Storm Boys jumping right into Havocs, and that was a nasty burst of damage from double grenade launcher heretics firing their volleys, and he loses the Storm Boys. Bad play? Yeah, it was bad play, but it was pretty unlucky to eat double grenade launcher volleys like that. Well, not unlucky, but not something you'd necessarily expect to happen. Should have just run away as soon as he saw that Blood Crusher, I think. Tier 2 now for Zevargel. Does have those looters for Beamy Death Gun. Nice kill the weak, and the Chaos Sword gets out. Armory Inferno is up, obviously. Stick Bombers on the field, though. Can do so much for you out early in tier 2. Stun bombs going in. Oh, nicely done. Gets the heretics and the scouts. And here comes the Daka. Mech Boy has battery pack to support those sluggers. Uh-oh, auto cannons. Are we going to see 2? We do see 2 autocannons from Aguxyz. Incredibly powerful anti-everything weapon. Could be adjusted, I think. These things don't actually have a cooldown on their weapon. What that means is when they're suppressed, they don't really care. Is that Apothecary going to go down? Banshee's leaping and fleeting, and yep, down he goes. Yeah, so if they don't have, they have 0 cooldown. So since suppression, I think it multiplies cooldown by 20 or some other big number. And since it's 0, they don't care. They still fire at the same rate. Much the same, I think, with the Grey Knight side cannons. They don't have a cooldown either. So when you suppress them, They don't shoot any less, which can be confusing for newer players wanting consistency between the weapons. I'm suppressing this thing. Why is it still firing? And would also, if Havocs were given like a 1 second cooldown or something, would give you a bit more options in dealing with them. You can perhaps push up your suppression setup team and try and suppress them. Would be a risk taking damage as you get close from the autocannon. Could also use aiming what's that and running with your banshees and that kind of thing with the washout. Well, hey, maybe it was by design. Maybe they're kind of cornate Havocs and they don't really care about being suppressed and they just keep shooting. That's a noxious cloud and that could be nasty. Yaay has not spotted it. Set up by the grenade barrage incredibly well. And war trucks are around to reinforce them, but I don't think those shooters can get inside. And he lives. 384 to 296. Some Nurgle worship. Oh, stick bombs throwing their things in, and this is some infiltrated Eldar coming out the shadows with Cloak of Shadows for Triumph. Also has the Heart of Darkness, so we might see some incredibly scary buffed Banshees. Encrypted just got absolutely wrecked there by Triumph out of infiltration. Has some Fire Dragons on the field. We'll see if these guys dominate. Generally regarded to be pretty powerful, if not overpowered, in 2.4.2. Got a lot of buffs in 2.4. And I think one unintended thing is that they are immune to all forms of knockback, not just weapon knockback, which I can't imagine was intended, not being knocked over by plasma cannons and stuff. 353 to 296. For newer players, there are two types of knockback. Well, actually more than two, but two main types of knockback. Weapon knockback, which is inflicted by special attacks in melee and that kind of thing, hence the name weapon knockback, I guess, and ability knockback, which is more powerful and very few infantry are immune to. Stuff like the Apothecary's Angels of Death gives you full knockback immunity to everything, for example. But I don't think Fire Dragon should have it. Here we see some Cloak of Shadows shenanigans again. Those Fire Dragons are going to be incredibly suppression resistant with the Cloak of Shadows, because those guys have 200 courage, which is double the regular 100, which is the mechanic in the game that prevents suppression. Well, not prevents. When you reach 0 courage, you are suppressed. And certain weapons, such as Devastator Heavy Bolter, do a lot of courage damage, hence they suppress you. Look at that autocannon doing its thing. Painful stuff, especially when you combine it with the Corn Shrines for those damage buffs. Ouch. They do get away though there. Tactical Marines in cover with their sergeant. Don't want to fight sluggers. Really don't want to fight sluggers. Need to full retreat out there. The Orks rushing this east side. Zevargel now not looking so bad, because the Fear lost so much stuff in that engagement with Triumph. Now only has Havocs and Heretics, but is in tier 3. No war gear whatsoever for his Plague Champion. Grenade forces off his Havocs. They still have their Heavy Bolter, those guys, giving him that control, since the Plague Champion doesn't have any right now. Full power bash, almost a full bash. Jamona goes tier 3. It's only Yaay and Triumph that's still in tier 2. Phobos on the way immediately, and Triumph just went tier 3 in fact. Apothecary is level 2, now has armor of the Apothecarian, so we can sprint around like a lunatic. There he goes. 278 to 296, a 2-to-1 cap for the red team. We have double Eternal War CSM, no sign of their aspiring champions for that slaughter. Aguxyz is in tier 3, but it's hurting for resources right now. Plasma cannon getting a shot in. Wow. Almost outright wiped those shooter boys. Beamy looters taking damage from those autocannon Havocs, and here are some more. Can they get close enough to cap though? Sluggers are there, but there's not a whole lot else to stop, or rather counter-initiate a jump if Jamona was to get Vanguard Veterans up quickly or something. I guess the Stick Bombers can do some work there. Tactical Marines, Stone Guard Veterans with their Dragonfire rounds loaded in. Those are the rounds that do great versus cover, or units in cover I should say. You don't shoot up cover with them. Howling Banshees have caught some Devastators. This is bad. And they are really struggling to deal with that Eldar army coming out of infiltration. Do they not have a sergeant on the scouts? They do. Oh, but they're back at base. They weren't spotting anything. These Devastators might be done for. There's some blood sacrifice bloodletters, I guess. Gonna go down. And Devastators were taken down as well. Sluggers level 2. Banshee starting to look very scary, supported by that Warlock. These guys are almost level 3. There was a full gen farm in mid, and it's still got 2 gens on it. It's red right now. Autocannon takes down the node. Will help it level up. This guy's level 2. This is Fear's Havocs. Warboss charging in, level 2. Getting all sorts of buffs and stuff from that Now I'm Angry charge. Tier 3 now for Yaay, so everyone is tier 3, and it's Plague Marines on the way for Fear. Very solid, if unremarkable choice. Expecting a battle wagon maybe from Zevargel. Got the Phobos. 187 to 296. The Phobos will obviously do a hell of a lot of damage to the battle wagon, but I think the battle wagon can just drive away quite easily. It's a lot quicker. So Plague Marines will help you snare it and keep it under control. Heal there for the Chaos Space Marines. Not sure what they were up to there. Trying to get into melee with the double shooters, I guess, but stick bombers were there to disrupt. What is this? Tatooines are running right into it. Oh, it's Terminators. I thought they were going to get a drop pod in their face there. Terminators for Jamona then. Assault Marines would do a lot of work here, I think. Or perhaps Raptors for Aguxyz. Oh, look at this though. Mid. Fear has actually recovered incredibly well. He's got the west side and now he's pushing mid. What was Zevargel doing? Did not push his advantage at all. Some Corn Worship here. Gives it that +2 speed. Always awesome. Howling Banshees getting their Exarch and capping. Supported by this Warlock who's almost level 5. Enhance and Cloak of Shadows. What is it actually called? Poking Shroud is the ability. Range damage resistance and suppressing resistance, and gives the Warlock some stat bonuses. Terminators getting stunned. Stick bombs flying in, and they're taking shots from that beamy death gun as well. What is that? Singularity? Yes it is. Oh, got the plasma cannon model that actually has the plasma cannon. That was handy. And now lots of Daka. Scouts infiltrated, trying to have a look at what's coming up. War truck being used very defensively by Yaay. Some cautious war truck play. Usually you see it loaded up with sluggers and driven in behind enemy lines, but they've been holding their own pretty well on this side. They haven't really been forced to break lines, as it were. Double D cannons for Triumph. Gonna be nasty. 1-to-1 cap, 166 to 296. Aguxyz with a great unclean one on the way, and Zevargel with a Knob Squad. Not what Fear wants to see. He can use the Dirge Caster to stun them and debuff them, but it's not going to stop them chasing down that Phobos, and he doesn't have suppression anymore unless he has Fetid. Oh, he's got a fully kitted out Plague Champion. Plague Fist, Pestilence and Mucus Discharge. Gives you a very tough Plague Champion, especially since he's level 4. 1387 hit points with a self-heal and massive range damage resistance from the Pestilence Strike. Not to mention momentarily shutting down those melee units if you hit him with it. Some more blood sacrifice bloodletters. Plague Champion getting involved. Here come the knobs. Have their knob leader, and here comes Meaner and Greener. Gonna go for the decap with Pestilent Strike, I guess. Phobos is pushed up a hell of a way here. Might want to be a bit more careful. Eldar can take down your large vehicles in a flash with an Eldritch and a little bit of follow-up. 128 to 296. How is he doing on red? Incidentally, Triumph. He's 439, not too far away. Fear does have enough for a nuke, as does Zevargel. And there it is, exactly as I mentioned it. The rocks come down from Zevargel, wiping CSM, was that? And almost taking out as Havocs, I think. CSM went down. Not sure. Seemed like something was wiped there. 127 to 296, or was his CSM already down? Plague Champion levels to 5, uses his Aura of Decay for that knockback, very, very useful. Really cool addition to the Armor of Pestilence in Elite mod. Great and Clean One doing some work now. I think it does 240 heavy melee damage per hit, or something like that. So pretty damn scary. No splash damage these days though, which is a shame for the Great and Clean One. Still has that passive damage over time. Really getting up close to these Eldar. What is Triumph trying to do? Trying to cap with a Great and Clean One a few yards away. And a cloud of flies and everything gets infected now. 127 to 296. Nice little harassment there from the Great Unclean One. Orks are dominating the east side though. Blue team are all west and east, but they have the west side completely locked down. No real vehicles on the red team apart from this little war truck here, which I guess has done quite a lot of work for them. Noise Marines on the field, getting a Blastmaster immediately as you expect if they were coming out in tier 3. And blue team happy to sit mid for now. They've got to have some kind of plan though. Can't just sit here with a 2-1 against you. Chaos Lord seems like he's kitting himself out to fight some knobs. He's got the Blood Maul and Demonic Visage. Armory Inferno is kept, so you can disrupt them running in with Armory Inferno, and then disrupt them with Sweeping Doom and hit them to, or hit something nearby even, to debuff with Demonic Visage. Still the 2-1 for red, getting a natural power back there. And are we going to see a big crazy flank here from Yaay? These are Yaay's knobs, and he can support them superbly well with the mech. Has the battery pack, but no super tough beam. Maybe an Eldritch into Warboss buffed knobs will take down that Phobos. We shall see. Hell of a lot of stuff in the middle though. These Havocs need to run away, Aguxyz. They have 14 hit points, and you're not going to reinforce off the Phobos. Would be great if Jamona got a Razorback for the middle, I think, but he's going for a Predator tank right now. Understandable, I guess. Very desirable unit in tier 3. 75 to 296. 2-1 cap for the red team. Can they hold on? Chaos Lord could get a decap. Nope. Goes after those knobs, I should say. Sluggers get away, I think. Barely. Plague Champion giving chase. He's level 5, this guy. Could go run after those D-cannons if he can see them. Don't think he can see them, though. Warboss lost the indicator for this guy. Has heavy armor and the Power Claw. This guy's all of a sudden incredibly scary. Look at the damage to that Chaos Lord. Good grief. Goes down. Was doing so much damage per hit there. That was nuts. 60 to 296. Ouch. Double D-cannons. You see that damage of a time little vortex type thing there. Pretty nasty. Especially for a slow unit like Plague Marines. Chaos Predator on the way for fear. He's floating tons of wreck. Might be worth getting some more CSM up. Trying to get them the Mark of Zinch maybe to shoot down those knobs. Apothecary is going for a revive, I guess. And goes down. Plague Champion should be able to revive himself with the Pestilent Strike going off. 60 to 296. What's going on those stairs up there? It's Yaay trying to flank inwards. Red team trying to get a natural back and see this game out. Here's that Predator tank from Jamona doing some work now. Tank's so powerful in general, with good mobility and pretty much anti-everything damage. As all vehicles though, very vulnerable to hard AV. More Havoc to fear now. Chaos Predator is on the field, not moving though. What's he up to? Get the Mark of Korn, I guess. Or, oh, maybe the Mark of Nurgle. Actually, there's a lot of infantry around. A lot of it light infantry. Shrine going up. This is from Fear, so that's going to be a Nurgle Shrine, allowing these guys to reinforce out in the field, which will be great for them. And blue team pull this off. 60 VPs left to 296. Gonna give it a good go, that's for sure. Aguxyz getting a Chaos Predator of his own. Have you moved it yet, Fear? No, he hasn't. Has he forgotten about his Predator? That's my move. Get a unit and forget about it. Leave it in base for 6 minutes. The Indrid patented strat. Terminators with Cyclone missile launcher for Jamona. 2-1 for red. They have it. Blue team now going for the Eastern Cap. Great and Clean One has done so much work tanking damage and kicking some ass, but now the Knobs might have him. Yeah, Frenzy goes off. That's going to spell the end of the Great and Clean One, unless we see some epic disruption, and we did see some, and the Great and Clean One might get away here. 90 hit points, 100. It is under worship, but not anymore. Now out of range of worship, and the Knob squad, no, they do not get the last hit. The Great and Clean One survives. That's pretty amazing, with 50 odd hit points, but down goes the Phobos. Those D cannons getting shots in, and the Warboss finishing it off with the Power Claw. Terminator took a hell of a lot of damage as well, I guess, from those D cannons. Avatar on the way for Nihil, and he's dropped his Banshees though. I guess they were lost in the middle here somewhere. While I was watching that little push to the east side, blue team are decapping with infiltrated scouts. Nicely done, Jamona. Stick bombs thrown in blindly. Not the most accurate things in the world. Webway gates now being used. Could be vital. Stun bombs going off, and yes, they do stun vehicles briefly. It's a Mark of Nurgle Chaos Predator for Aguxyz. Changing the Predator pretty dramatically, gets 75% more hit points, up to 1225 at level 1, which is pretty crazy. Also gives it melee resistance and a little bit of health regen. Its main autocannon does far less damage though compared to the other Predators, though you do get that damage over time. Really interesting upgrade all in all. Look at that, 11 DPS on the autocannon, which doesn't sound too great until you factor in the damage over time. I think it's like 60 damage per shot, and the regular autocannon's 120 damage or something per shot. And the Mark of Corn autocannon is like 150 something damage per shot. And has almost double damage on its side sponsors as well. Fear has no upgrades, no marks for his Predator. Avatar is on the field for triumph, not spotted him yet. There he is. 42 to 296, 1-1. Red team are going to take that east side back, it seems, but can blue team contest it immediately here? Cyclone missile launcher going in, doing some good damage to those sluggers. Wow. Knob squad still running riot. They have user choppers from the Warboss. Demolish, the sweeping doom, I should say. Doing a fantastic job on those guys. 30 to 296. Blue team need this VP right now. That's why they're throwing so much stuff at it. What's this though? Plague Marine is going for the decap, and I think they're going to get it. Unless these stick bombs knock them off it. Dodged really well there by Fear, and will get the decap. And here comes the Plague Champion. Wait for that Warboss to get close and then use your Pestilent Strike. Plague Marines dropping a model. There's the Pestilent Strike. Can he get a cap here? He freaking well might. Plague Marines dropping another model. Now need to run away. That Power Claw is painful. Yep, he's going to get a cap here. Blue team might get a really quick triple. Maybe. Terminators are capping. Blue team looking pretty damn powerful now, actually. With 3 Chaos Predators. The Great and Clean One, which miraculously lived. And now 2 Terminator squads from Jamona with Cyclone missile launchers. Great and Clean One might have overextended here, though. Avatar and Knobs wailing on it, and all those beamy looters, and down it goes. That was actually the mech with one of those beamy death guns. Level 7 mech. Down goes the Great and Clean One. Survived so awesomely to be kind of thrown away like that, but I guess they desperately wanted this east side of Aguxyz, pushing that Great and Clean One forward to soak up some damage and distract things, but they didn't actually get the cap out of it. Mark of Nurgle Predator backing the hell away from Knobs. And now we have a Mark of Corn Predator for Aguxyz. It says increases damage by 75%, but it doesn't buff the autocannon's damage by 75%. Because its damage actually gets lowered and then kind of buffed again. It's weird. The autocannons do get that full 75% buff though. They go up to like 40 DPS each from 22, I think. Sluggers in amongst Terminators. That was pretty brave of them. Terminators were pretty low though. Chaos Lord trying to cap level 6. Not seen the Armory Inferno let the Galaxy Burn go off that often. I'm sure it has though. Just haven't noticed it. Look at this. Plague Champion with his awesome capping gear gets the cap again over here. I guess he's used his heal already. Needs to run away. Does not run away and goes down. 30 to 228. Double cap for blue team. There's a 2-1 though. They have a lot of stuff on this east side contesting, and Fear is putting so much pressure on the mid. Has another Phobos, has a Chaos Predator, and that really great capping Plague Champion is now level 7, almost 8, at over 1500 hit points. Really tough to stop him capping. Need melee to run in there. And it's Seer Council on the way for Triumph. 30 to 216. Blue team holding on to this single right now. Terminator's taking big chunks of damage from those beamy death guns. Those are both looters. Stick bombs very, very low. Might be worth it for Yaay or Zevargel to get another war truck up here. Can Jamona get a Land Raider up? Does he have the pop? He does have the population. Might save for a Land Raider Redeemer, which would give blue team a huge advantage on this east side. Very brave Heretics capping. Where are the D cannons gone? Oh, they're over on the east side now. I was going to say they could wipe in seconds from the D cannons. Is this a Seer Council? Here they are. A really cool melee squad, I think. It's like 5 drunk warlocks that want to fight or something. What are they going to fight though? They're fleeting in to get the cap, I think. Maybe trying to in a way. We could see enhance on those Seer Council. That would be awesome. Wow, taking a lot of damage though, dropping a model already. Auto cannon and Predator. Double auto cannons in fact, and the Phobos. Hell of a lot of damage coming your way. Single cap for blue. East side still heavily contested by both sides. Those double Predators doing a little dance around each other. Very, very professional driving there. Maybe they're just crazed Chaos fellas. Trying to push against those D cannons and force them off the field, I think. As you can see, this thing cannot be crushed by anything. It stays on the field forever, whatever that thing is. I think it's a heavy cover object, not a shot blocker. But you can't break it. 30 to 167. Really nice stun bomb throw there from Yaay. Level 3 stick bombers have done a lot. Apothecary now caught in melee, and those stick bombers have really high melee skill. It's a level 6 Apothecary though, so he has a pretty powerful heal, especially when using it against other commanders and himself. Gets a 100 bonus, I think, these days against commander stuff. Or is it 50 still? I think it's more than 50 now. Oh, nuke from Aguxyz on the VP. Really nicely done. Killed a bunch of stuff. I think it got the Fire Dragon XR. Yeah, they're down to 1 model now. 30 to 142. Boom. Down goes the Warlock. Down goes the mech. All in there. Really good nuke from Aguxyz. Has kept that VP. Fear can use a nuke soon himself. What about the others? Triumph not that far away. Might be able to catch the Predators bunched up and get on both. Here's another great and clean one. Big fight on this east side now. Really big fight. Sluggers trying desperately to capture. 2-1 for blue. They have held on superbly well, and red team keep knocking at that door. Seer Council slaughtering a plasma cannon devastator who falls into the water. There's the cloud of flies. Great and clean one doing some really good work. Soaking up damage, and he's so scary because you don't want to... You need to move. You don't want to let him get up close to you because he does stuff like that. There's that foul snare as well. Look at that. Some comical domino knockback. 30 to 105. Triumph is complaining about spam. I'm not sure what has been spammed here. He's just being silly as usual. There's 2 Predators from Aguxyz. Is 2 now spam? Maybe it is. Level 8 Plague Champion. Schooling these knobs. That was Aura of Decay knockback, I should say. Did lose his Havocs, I think. Yep, and the Nob squad do get away. Red team now pushing mid, 30 to 83. Still a 2-1 for blue. You need to get your power, fellas, maybe. If you even still care about that kind of thing. Looking a little desperate now for red team in terms of VP. So they do have some really strong armies. An avatar for Triumph, Nob squad for both of the Orc players. Now a looted tank. Yaay might want to like sacrifice his shooter boys or something and get flash kits up. Got so much upkeep right now. Chaos Predator getting repairs. Oh, the Phobos went down there. Plasma Cannon is going to go where? Look at that, it's going east side. But it needs to keep it mid. There's a lot of stuff coming mid. Great and Clean One again doing work. Why would the Nobs go after the Great and Clean One first? Trying to get it down, I guess, but that's what he's there for. To soak up huge amounts of damage. Over 6,000 hit points on this guy. Fully momentum buffed Nobs going after him though. That could be nasty. Predator goes down. Looters, I guess, taking it down. Plague Champion goes down. Red team might get this VP and they might be able to see the game out here because Fear just lost a lot of stuff. Oh, nuke! Oh my goodness, that killed so much. Lots of 16 red. What is that? Oh, that's a Seer Council getting owned. Lost 4 models in that nuke. Down goes a Warboss. Nob squad retreating through it slightly. Great and Clean One did go down and explodes. Does that thing heal vehicles? I'm pretty sure it doesn't when it explodes. 30 to 37. Yaay and Triumph both have nukes. And that could be game winning. Could really be game winning. They've got to stop this cat with a nuke. 30 to 37. It's so close. Avatar now pushing forward, leading the line. There is a Rocks to stop the cat. Now Triumph needs to use his nuke smart here. Could be the difference between victory and defeat. How he uses his Eldritch. Yet another Phobos from Fear. Has already taken tons of damage. There's the Eldritch. And stuns both the vehicles. Might let that looted tank get forward and take out the Phobos. So a pretty good nuke, I guess. Looters are going to set up here and get shots. They're actually shooting the Terminators though. Down goes the Phobos. The third Phobos, I think. Triple Chaos Predators from Aguxyz. Red team now have a double cat. And they might get a triple over on this east side. But there's another nuke this time from Aguxyz. And those stick bombers do not last long. And those guys were like level 4, weren't they? Was that stick bombers? Oh, maybe it was more stick bombers. I'm confused. Was it sluggers capping? But there's the game anyway. Double cap at the end for red team. And they take it. Awesome, awesome 3v3. Action all over the gaff. Heavy losses. Lots of juicy nukes. And triple Terminators from Jamona. Why did you not get a Land Raider Redeemer? Would have helped your team so much with 2 Chaos Allies. I really think I should have got that Land Raider. Especially after the second Terminator. I mean, come on, go for the Land Raider. Maybe he's scared of the Nobs and the Looters and the Eldritch. But you gotta go for it, surely. Seer Council. Oh, they didn't level. These guys get 3,800 hit points level 4. Or something like that. Let's look at the heroes. End of the game. Level 8 Warlock with Cloak of Shadows, Merciless Switchblade and Heart of Darkness. Did a lot of good stuff with Cloak and Shadows. Especially Tier 1 into Tier 2. Metboy level 7 and down. Had the Beamy Looter, Battery Pack and Custom Force Field, I think. Warboss level 6 and down with Claw, Angry Bits and Heavy Armor. That Chaos Lord level 10 did some awesome sweeping dooms with the Blood Maul, Omni Inferno, Demonic Visage. Apothecary level 8, so was 1 level away from his most powerful heal, which gets better every 2 levels. Mastercraft, Customized Stormbolt even. Armored Apothecarian and improved medical equipment and a level 9 Plague Champion with Fist, Pestilence and Mucus Discharge. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you next time.